Hello students, welcome to Dr. Deepa Dake's NEET Biology, and in today's session we begins with the new chapter photosynthesis in higher plant. In last classes we completed transport in plant, and after that one chapter is there, mineral nutrition, and the videos for mineral nutrition are already uploaded. So you can go through those videos for the mineral nutrition, and in case if you feel any doubt and difficulties, so kindly ask those doubts and difficulties. And here we begins with the photosynthesis in higher plant, and this chapter we study quite in detail because one of the most important chapter for the your NEET exams as well as for the theory purpose also. This is the important chapter. When we come towards photosynthesis, so most of the students at least know that what is photosynthesis, what are the reason that plants show this phenomena, because this is the identical property of the green plants. So when we begins with here photosynthesis, so in photosynthesis mainly you remember in general terms. First we study the general introduction. So photosynthesis, you remember, it present in green plants predominantly. When we come towards the green plant, that means in third chapter Plantae, you study about algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, all the groups of plant you remember. So pteridophyta, then after gymnosperm and angiosperms. These are the four major groups, or we say divisions of the kingdom Plantae. And when we use the term that the green plant show phenomena of photosynthesis, that means you remember photosynthesis is present in all these. In addition to this, you remember, or in addition to green plant, in blue-green algae, or you remember the blue-green algae is also called as cyanobacteria. So in blue-green algae or in cyanobacteria, you remember the process of photosynthesis is also present. Though here the chloroplast is absent, because you recall cyanobacteria or blue-green algae are prokaryotic cells, and in prokaryotic cells predominantly chloroplast or membrane bound cell organelles are present, but initial forms of the lamellae are available here, where the chlorophyll molecule or chlorophyll A is predominantly present. So this part you remember, the photosynthesis is also present in blue-green algae. Secondly, the first form of life, if question is asked, that the first form of autotrophic life is, so that for that question you remember the blue-green algae or cyanobacteria are the first form of life where the oxygen evolution is begins due to the presence of photosynthesis. Exceptionally, we study Euglena. You come towards the kingdom Protista, and in kingdom Protista, Euglenoidae is one class is there, and in Euglenoidae we study the Euglena. When we come towards Euglena, so we also studied that the Euglena is the one and only animal cell where the green plant like chlorophyll, that is chlorophyll A, is predominantly present. So again when we appear the presence of photosynthesis in living world, so here you remember in Euglena also chlorophyll A is present, and this chlorophyll A is mainly responsible for the phenomena of photosynthesis. So this part you remember. And after that, if you come towards the lichens, because sometimes students are quite confusing ki where the photosynthesis is present. So predominantly you remember wherever chlorophyll A is present, then the phenomena of photosynthesis is predominantly take place. So one another symbiotic association that you study, that is lichens. So lichens also you remember, in lichens algal member or phycobiont show the phenomena of algae. So these are the four major groups where we appear the phenomena of photosynthesis. अब यहाँ पे देखिएगा, जब आप photosynthesis, when we study come towards the photosynthesis, so in photosynthesis you remember we mainly, this chapter is associate with photosynthesis in higher plants. Now what do we understand by higher plant? Higher plants, these two categories of the plant, gymnosperm and angiosperms, are predominantly placed under higher plants, and in this chapter we mainly associate phenomena of photosynthesis in these two groups of the plants. Now when site we come towards that, what is the site of photosynthesis? So site of photosynthesis means in which part of the plant is photosynthesis is take place, and why the photosynthesis take place in that site of the plant. So predominantly you remember the leaf is the site for photosynthesis. Secondly, when we come towards the leaf in herbaceous stem, in herbaceous plant, stem is also the site for photosynthesis. But whenever we study about the particular site or any of the terms or topics, so we study about the predominant condition. So in most of the plant, predominantly leaves are green because they show the presence of chlorophyll, and these leaves are the site for the photosynthesis phenomena. Secondly, now why the leaves show the phenomena of photosynthesis? अगर आप ये study कर रहे हैं, so here you remember the leaf is the site for photosynthesis. Why? So here you remember in mesophyll cells of leaf, in mesophyll cells chloroplast is present, and because of the presence of chloroplast, the mesophyll cells of the leaf participate in photosynthesis. Mesophyll in leaf, you remember, in dicot differentiated into two. One is palisade parenchyma and second is spongy parenchyma, and major amount of chlorophyll, you remember, is present in palisade parenchyma. So these are the two cells or the tissue which are combinedly form the mesophyll layer. So palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma both are showing the presence of chlorophyll pigment, and because of that the leaf is the major site for the phenomena of photosynthesis. Now when we come towards this, so later we study that what is the main elements of the chloroplast, because already in cell, the unit of life, we already studied what is the structure of chloroplast. But again here we, in very short, we revise the structure of chloroplast, because this is the one major site of the cell organelle which is associated with photosynthesis. So for site, you remember the palisade cell, you remember, or the cells of palisade parenchyma, predominant site. And when we come, the students who are prepare this chapter for your theory exams, they pay attention on the palisade cell, because the structure of the palisade cell also asked in your theory exams. So palisade cell, you remember, here the cell wall is present. Along with cell wall, you remember, inner to cell wall, here the plasma membrane is present, and inside the plasma membrane a large vacuole is available. One nucleus is present towards the periphery, and after that in cytoplasm the chloroplast is show linear arrangement and evenly it is distributed throughout the cytoplasm. So this part you remember very well, that what is the position or arrangement of chloroplast, and this is rectangular shape. The question is number of time asking for the shape also, that what is the shape of the palisade cell. So palisade cells, you remember, the palisade cells are predominantly, when you study, so a single palisade cell here we draw, and this palisade cell, you remember, this palisade cell is predominantly is rectangular in shape. So it is rectangular cell or rectangular shape cell, you remember, and this is the predominant site for the photosynthesis. So this part you remember. This part is mainly important for your theory purpose or theory exam. Shape of the palisade cell you remember for your objective exam. Now after that, actually in NCERT experimental proofs are provided. So experimental proofs actually we study in our next session, because when we come towards the site of photosynthesis, so first we come towards the reaction of photosynthesis and then we come towards the site, means mainly chloroplast. So we discuss about the structure of the chloroplast. So here you remember, when we come towards the process or reactions of photosynthesis, so process definition when we provided, so one of the most common definition you study, that the green plant, this definition is actually known to all students. So I only revise this definition, that green plants prepare their own food, or the cells of green plants prepare their own food in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll molecule with the help of carbon dioxide and water. So this part you remember, this is the simple definition which we studied from our lower classes. If we come towards the recent concept of photosynthesis, so here we say the process of conversion of photonic energy into photonic energy or radiant energy, you remember. So process of conversion of photonic energy into chemical energy is called photosynthesis. So this process is called as photosynthesis. This part you remember very well. Now when you come towards photosynthesis, so we study raw material, that what are the raw materials required for photosynthesis. So this part you very well remember, carbon dioxide and waters are the raw material which used for the photosynthesis. If you come towards the product of photosynthesis, product means what kind of molecule is first time synthesized. So product of photosynthesis you remember is mainly, you remember, the product of photosynthesis is glucose, and this glucose later convert into sucrose. So in NCERT in some chapters it is mentioned that the sucrose is the product of photosynthesis. Why? Because initially in photosynthesis actually glucose is formed, but later this glucose along with fructose store in the form of sucrose. Secondly, byproduct, one of the most important question for the NEET exam, that the byproduct of photosynthesis. Byproduct of photosynthesis you remember is byproduct of photosynthesis when we study. So you remember the byproduct of photosynthesis is molecular oxygen, and this is the byproduct which is essential for the life of all other living beings. So molecular oxygen you remember is the byproduct of photosynthesis. This part you remember. If you come towards the type of reaction, that what kind of reaction is photosynthesis. So type of reaction you remember, it is a redox reaction, predominantly objective. The students who are preparing for NEET exam, they pay attention that photosynthesis is an example of redox reaction. Secondly, it is a kind of anabolic process. Now why it is called redox reaction? So here you remember, when we study about redox reaction, with the help of reaction also we study. So the water is undergoes, water molecule undergoes in oxidation and carbon dioxide or CO2, simply we say carbon dioxide molecule undergoes in reduction. So because of this you remember, two raw materials, CO2 and water, both are involved in different processes. Water undergoes in oxidation, CO2 in reduction, and this is the reason that when we study about photosynthetic process, so we say one phase is light reaction and second is dark reaction. Light reaction responds towards the oxidation, and the dark reaction means, you remember, the carbon dioxide, reduction of carbon dioxide or the fixation of carbon dioxide in the form of glucose is actually called as dark reaction, that we will study in our next coming session. So this part you remember very well. Now if you come towards the reaction, so here we say 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O. In some of the reactions 12 H2O is also mentioned, but we here simply use this reaction of the photosynthesis in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll molecules. You remember the glucose molecule is formed, C6H12O6, and 6 molecules of oxygens are to be formed. So here you remember this water molecule is oxidized and produces the oxygen, and carbon dioxide undergoes in the process of reduction. So oxidation of water and reduction of carbon dioxide in glucose is responsible for the conversion of this photonic energy or radiant energy in the form of chemical energy. So this much summary you remember for the phenomena or for the process of photosynthesis. Now we discuss that what is the actual site of photosynthesis. That means we come towards the structure of chloroplast, and very simple structure we study here, because as I earlier mentioned, we already studied the structure of the chloroplast in detail. The students who are new for the session, they kindly go through the link provided for the structure of chloroplast, and one time you clear your concept for the structure of chloroplast, for thylakoid membrane, and then you start to continue with the next sessions for photosynthesis. Start here. So now students, we study about the structure of chloroplast, because chloroplast is the main site inside a plant cell for photosynthesis. When we study about chloroplast, this diagram is also provided in NCERT. So when we study about chloroplast, so you remember the chloroplast is normally predominant shape of the chloroplast is disc shape, and the chloroplast show outer as well as inner membrane. Both the membrane of chloroplast, you remember, both the membranes of chloroplast are smooth, and if we come towards the permeability, so outer membrane, you remember, outer membrane of the chloroplast is permeable, and this permeability of the protoplasm is because of presence of porine protein. So this part you remember, the porine protein is mainly responsible for the permeability of the outer membrane. When we come towards the inner membrane, so inner membrane of chloroplast, you remember, as usual, similar to other membrane, the inner membrane is selective permeable membrane. So this part you remember, the inner membrane is selective permeable and outer membrane is permeable due to porine protein. Now the chloroplast is consist of two types of major two parts, that grana and stroma. Grana part you remember responsible for the absorption of sunlight, because chlorophyll molecule predominantly, remember, the chlorophyll pigments are present in grana where the thylakoid membrane is present, and these chlorophyll molecule absorb sunlight, and that sunlight is used for the oxidation of water or photolysis of water. So that part you remember. So when we come towards grana, so grana you remember is consist of double membranous structure. Membrane of the granum lamella is called as thylakoid membrane. A number of thylakoid bag-like structures formed by the thylakoid membrane are present one over the other as a stack of coins or the pillars of the coin. So you can imagine that structure. if the centrally coin is hollow, in that condition if you placed one over the other, then one pillar is formed and that pillar is centrally hollow pillar. So that kind of structures are there. So here we draw these pillar like structure. These pillars, you remember, mainly show, in every pillar you remember 40 to 60 double membranous structures are there, and every double membranous bag like structure is called as granum lamellae. So 40 to 60 granum lamellae are present. All these granum lamellae, here you appear the four pillar like structure. Individually it is called as granum. All the granum combined, these granum adjacent granum lamellae are interconnected with stroma lamellae, and by that all the granum. So here you remember this is a single pillar or stick of coin of the double membranous oval shaped bags, that is called as granum. All the granums when combined, this is also one another granum. Here you appear the four granum, but normally 30 to 40 granums are present in each chloroplast. In every granum, these here you appear 7 lamellae. In this way, in every granum, 40 to 60 lamellae are present. All the granums combinedly form one important part of the chloroplast, that is called as grana. This part you remember, grana, because it shows the presence of chlorophyll pigment. That's why this grana is required or essentially responsible for light reaction of photosynthesis. What is light reaction? What is dark reaction? That we will study in detail. And after that, when you study about the stroma, so adjacent granum lamellae, you remember the adjacent granum lamellae are associated with stroma lamellae. This part you remember. Now, in between the granum or throughout the inner of the chloroplast, cytoplasmic content is present, and this cytoplasmic content of the chloroplast is called as stroma. Now, what are the components of stroma? Stroma, here you remember, stroma is made up of circular DNA. Secondly, the 70S ribosome, prokaryotic ribosome, you remember, 70S ribosome is present. Messenger RNA molecules or mRNAs also appear in chloroplast, and in addition to that, this kind of granules you appear, that is a stored food or starch is present in the form of stored food. So starch granules are apparent predominantly. All these molecules, ribosome, circular DNA, RNA, starch granule. In addition to that, the enzymes for the dark reactions are also present in cytoplasm, and this part of the this part of the chloroplast is called as stroma. So stroma, you remember simply cytoplasmic part, grana is a cellular component or membranous part, and if you come towards the single granum, so single granum means this is one of the granum lamellae. Such number of lamellae are placed one over the other, and upon that they will responsible for these only 4 lamellae I show here. So number of 40 to 60 lamellae are arranged one over the other, and because of that one structure or pillar is formed. That pillar is called as granum. The individual granum when we study, so individual granum lamellae, you remember this is the one bag shaped structure. It is nearly oval in shape. The membrane of the granum lamellae is called as thylakoid membrane. Already this part in very detail we study in structure of chloroplast, but one time again I explain here because this is the part of this chapter. So this is the thylakoid membrane. Outer surface of thylakoid show the presence of pigment system 1. The inner surface of thylakoid show the pigment system 2. In the center of the thylakoid membrane, hollow space is there. That hollow space is called as lumen, and lumen, you remember, lumen show the proton gradient, high proton gradient is present inside the lumen. This in very short you remember. When we come towards the light reaction, then we come towards that how the electron flow is take place from pigment system 2 to pigment system 1, or pigment systems are also called as photosystem. Photosystem is nothing but the arrangement of chlorophyll molecule, and these chlorophyll molecules are responsible for the absorption of light of specific wavelength. So when you come towards PS1, so you appear P700, it is also called, because it absorbs the light of 700 nanometer, and the PS2 is called as P680, as the PS2 or the chlorophyll pigments which are present in PS2, they are responsible for the absorption light of 680 nanometer. So this part we in detail we study in our next coming sessions. Okay? So for today's session you remember this much of part. In next session first we study about the experimental proof for photosynthesis, because that is quite theoretical part. So only with the help of explanation we study, but for NEET exam that experimental proofs are very important. So first we study about the experimental proof, and after that 3 graphs are provided in NCERT for action spectrum and absorption spectrum. So that also we study that what is the action spectrum and absorption spectrum of the chlorophyll molecules in photosynthesis or in green plant. So for today's session this much we studied. In case if you feel any doubts or difficulty, so again and again I am saying you feel free to ask those doubts and difficulty. The students who are new for the session, they kindly go through the previous videos also, and then if you like the content, if the content is helpful in any aspects, this content and my teaching is helpful to you, then kindly subscribe my channel, like my videos and share my videos. And up to next session, stay motivated and stay connected with my channel.